Okay, so have you ever heard of someone who wants to ski on every single continent?
Every continent. That's, ambitious, to say the least.
We'll get this. This guy, Jiehtájohka, he's not just talking about hitting the slopes in the Alps or the Rockies. We're talking volcanoes, glaciers, maybe even your backyard if it snowed last night.
No, that's dedication. There's something fascinating about someone who takes a passion and pushes it to those kinds of extremes.
Right, and that's exactly what caught my eye with his blog, Skiing the Planet. It's this wild mix of extreme sports and, like, global exploration, you know?
Oh, absolutely. It's one thing to be an avid skier, but to combine that with a thirst for adventure on that scale is pretty incredible.
And in this deep dive, we're focusing on one particular post that, well, kind of sums up his whole philosophy, you could say. He heads off to get the wilds of Finland for a caving expedition.
Caving. Okay, now that's not usually what comes to mind when I think ski trip.
Right. You know what he brings along? Skis.
Oh, wait, hold on. He brought skis caving?
You know, just in case. Like, what are the odds you're going to find a nice snowy slope down in some Finnish cave?
I mean, hey, you never know. But it really speaks to this, like, unwavering optimism, you know? This belief that, hey, you might just stumble upon the perfect ski run no matter where you are.
Exactly. And it's that kind of attitude that leads to some pretty unexpected adventures, as we'll see. So let's set the scene for this unusual ski adventure. We're talking about the Kesävarsi Wilderness area in Finland. Remote, rugged, absolutely breathtaking scenery, but not exactly known for its ski resorts.
So we're already starting off with a challenge. I'm intrigued. Let's dive in.
So Jari and his buddies, they're flying in, right, heading into this like winter wonderland. And Jari, he spots these patches of snow from the helicopter. Talk about a tease, right?
Oh, I can only imagine. So close, yet so far away.
And it gets even worse.
Worse. How could possibly get worse than snow you can't ski?
Well, as they're exploring, they actually stumble upon, get this, a ski resort. Like an actual, for real ski resort.
Okay, that's got to be a good sign, right?
You'd think so, wouldn't you?
So what's the catch? There's got to be a catch.
There's a catch. The resort's closed for the season. All the snow, it's like tucked away into these giant tarps, saved for next year.
You're kidding.
I know, right? Talk about a cruel joke.
So what'd they do?
What can you do? They press on, disappointed, but not giving up on the whole ski dream. And this is where the story gets really interesting. They're driving back, right, from this caving trip, no snow in sight, and they spot it.
Spot what?
This massive sand dune.
A sand dune? Hold on, I thought we were talking about skiing.
I know, just hear me out. This sand dune, it's huge, right on the Jiehtájohka River.
Jiehtájohka, isn't that the Sami name?
Yeah, it means sandy river in Finnish.
Figures.
And Jari, being Jari, he looks at this thing and goes, you know what? I bet I could ski that.
You're joking.
I'm totally serious. He pulls out his skis, which, by the way, are those super short, almost skateboard-sized skis, and he actually manages to get some turns in on the sand.
No way. He actually skied a sand dune.
He even took a picture. It's in the blog post, right?
Yeah.
Jerry just standing there on this sand dune, got his little red skis and everything.
You know, when you say it like that, it's kind of surreal, isn't it? Like, that's not an image you see every day. Skiing on sand in Finland, of all places.
You know what's funny, though? He actually mentions that there are probably a ton of other sand dunes around there, just prime for skiing.
He does? Does he say where?
He gives the coordinates. So, if any of our listeners are feeling adventurous.
And happen to have some mini skis lying around.
Road trip to Finland, anyone.
But in all seriousness, it really makes you think, doesn't it? This whole idea that anything is possible if you just, open up your mind a little bit.
It's kind of inspiring, right? Like, Jerry could have just been bummed about the whole no snow thing, but instead he sees this sand dune and he just goes for it.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's about looking at obstacles as opportunities.
Exactly. And who knows what we might discover if we all just embrace that kind of thinking, Maybe we'd all be out there skiing on sand dunes. Or who knows, maybe even stranger things.
So to wrap up our deep dive today, I guess the question for our listeners is this. What's something that you've always wanted to try but thought was impossible? What if you challenged that assumption? What amazing adventure might be waiting just around the corner?
What could be your sand dune in Finland?